hypothermia and how to help. I'm Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com, and I'm going to explain to you today about how to help if you think somebody might have hypothermia. Now, hypothermia is more common than we think. It's been in the news a lot this week. The Scottish ambulance service were picking up about 44 people a day suffering from hypothermia. So sadly, it really is quite common. Now, some of the reasons it is more prevalent at the moment is cost of living crisis. People aren't heating their homes as much. Also, there are delays for the ambulance service getting to us. So if somebody has fallen at home, if they've fallen outside or if they've just fallen at home and they're lying still on a cold floor for a good few hours before they're discovered, it's really possible that they could get quite severe hypothermia. Also, alcohol affects your ability to maintain your body temperature. So if somebody has been drinking and they go out for some fresh air and they collapse for some reason, and they're not discovered pretty swiftly, again, that can make it more likely that somebody develops hypothermia. And children and the elderly are the most likely. Obviously, the other causes are things like, falling in water. So falling in cold water or getting wet, cold and wet can lead to hypothermia. Now, there's real reasons why hypothermia is dangerous. So when your body temperature drops below 35 degrees, that's when it's considered that you have hypothermia. Now, at that level, your blood doesn't clot as well. Your body starts burning glucose in order to try and keep you warm, so you go hypo. So your blood sugar dips and becomes dangerously low. Your heart becomes unstable, so it's more likely that you develop cardiac arrhythmias, and that can actually lead to a cardiac arrest as well. So understanding hypothermia and recognizing it is really important. So they may be shivering, they may have blue lips, they may have a reduced heart rate, a slower breathing rate. They are probably looking very pale. They may start slurring their speech and getting a bit confused. For babies, they may be very drowsy and just not very good at feeding. So do check to see if they are cold. Make sure you cover their heads because we lose a huge amount of heat from our heads. Now, if you suspect somebody's had hypothermia, don't move them too quickly. Again, think of their heart being unstable, and don't warm them too fast. You need to warm them gently from the inside. So never rub their hands, rub their arms, wrap them with a hot water bottle, put them in a hot bath. That would be really bad for them. So don't do that. Give them a warm, non-alcoholic drink. A sugary drink is really helpful. Wrap them up, so take off any cold, wet clothes, wrap them up in warm, dry clothes, cover the head, again, thinking that you lose a lot of heat from your head. You can wrap them in one of those foil blankets if you've got one of those as well. So you want to get their core warming up steadily. You want to phone 999 or drive them to A&E. So get them to A&E safely where they can assess their heart, look at their clotting. Obviously, if they're bleeding and their clotting is affected, they're going to bleed more. So make sure you are looking after any bleeding and applying direct pressure to that. So hypothermia is serious. The cardiac arrhythmias can lead to cardiac arrest. So if they lose consciousness, make sure you check whether or not they're breathing. If they're unconscious and breathing, you put them in the recovery position. If they're unconscious and not breathing, you need to start CPR. So just make sure you are keeping an eye on people. If you are somebody who has fallen and you are on your own, try and grab something to insulate yourself from the ground. Try and wrap yourself in something, and when you're on the ground as well, try and wriggle a little bit so that you're not going to get a pressure sore. keep calm. Think of ways that you could attract attention by maybe using a stick or something to bang against a wall. I've got a whole nother article on how to get up if you are on your own. So if you've fallen and you're on your own, how to get yourself up. So, follow those steps and stay calm and stay warm as you possibly can be. So thank you for listening. That's Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com.